to answer your questions on our Q&A first kickoff. Super excited for all the new members here. I'm going to be, if you're new here and you haven't seen this yet, each week there'll be a pinned post at the top of the community. There's 3 pinned posts, or you can have up to 3 pinned posts. One of those will be where you could drop your questions, because if you're like me, if I don't write it down or do something right then, I totally forget it. And so 24/7, you can come to this post and drop whatever it is. And I want you to know that no question is silly. There's complete beginners here. There's people that are stuck in their business, and there's people that's been doing this a while, right? And just want to learn new things or different ways or open to options or adding more income streams, whatever the case may be. And also, I'll use myself as an example. 4.5, probably 5 years ago now, I knew zero about the online space. I've been a hairdresser for 25 years. I'd always wanted to work from home. I knew nothing about it. I didn't go to college. I didn't have a degree. I thought you would have to have a marketing degree to do what we're doing here, which is super exciting that you don't. I didn't have any experience. I'm still not great at tech. I don't have big followings still. Like, you don't have to know anything. So please drop your questions. If you're shy or for some reason feels silly or uncomfortable popping your question on the post, please reach out to me privately and send the question, and I'll still answer it on the Q&As. So super excited. I'm just going to get right into it. Tamara. Now, Tamara, if you're watching this and you pronounce your name Tamara, please correct me. I want to be saying people's names right. And you were asking if starting a brand new Instagram was ideal so you could have organic reach. And I will tell you, yes. And I think this goes for all the platforms. Well, I can't speak to all the platforms, but the main ones, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Those are the ones that I'm most knowledgeable about. I would say this probably would go for Pinterest too, but I'm not 100% on that. You want to create, if your profile currently, I don't care if you have 50,000 followers, guys, if your profile has nothing to do with what you're trying to do now, as far as building your brand, building your business, whatever you're doing, you need to start a fresh account. And also, I think the platforms love fresh accounts and they push them out more. I know my Facebook and my new TikTok, I started brand new accounts on both of those, and they are rapidly growing way faster than my original accounts that I've had for years. So highly recommend to start that fresh account. It also teaches the algorithm who you want to see your content. And that's so important, because hear me when I tell you guys, followers and views do not equal success or how much money you're going to make online. You can have 200 followers and make 6 figures. Yes, you heard me right. You do not have to have thousands and millions of followers. In fact, sometimes when you have certain videos go viral, if it's not in your, now if it's in your target audience, you have hit the jackpot. You have hit the jackpot. If it's not in your target audience, it can actually mess up your entire algorithms. And then you've got maybe negative Nancy's and all the weirdos coming out from the woodworks, that whatever on your post, right? So our goal is to find our target audience with our content. And that's why we're doing attraction marketing and we're creating content to speak to them. So I got a little off on a tangent there. Fresh accounts, I think the algorithms favor them. Instagram specifically, I know, and this also goes for all the platforms, even YouTube. And I didn't think this was a YouTube thing until a couple months ago when I just started playing around with it. The 5 to 7 second reels do really good. You want to, of course, have your hook. You want to make sure if you're putting text on your pictures, your carousels, or your video, anything, you want it to be easy to read. So I like using either the bold white, the bold yellow, the bold red. It doesn't have to be the colors I use, but you want it to be easy to read. You don't want people to have to, they're just going to scroll on if they have to take so much time, unless it's really captivating. So put your hook at the top, your supporting sentence or two. Your CTA doesn't always have to be a hard CTA. If you're new here, a CTA stands for call to action. And it's so key, because you want to let that person that's seeing your content know what to do next. And it doesn't have to be like, go to my link in bio, or here's my blueprint, or anything like that. It could be like, follow me along on my journey if you're into this, or leave a comment down below on a takeaway from this video, or anything like that. Just getting people engaged. Now, if you have that text on screen, it's going to take people more usually than 5 or 7 seconds to read what you've got on there, even if it's easy to read and scan. So that's going to show the platforms that more people are watching your videos longer, and they love that. And that's when you'll get more views and your content will be pushed out more, because they're like, people are into her stuff. We need to push out more of it. Right. So that's my little tip on Instagram. Instagram also loves carousels. I would say carousels do the best on Instagram. And a carousel, if you don't know, I didn't know what that was last year. It just means when you have kind of like, you know how in stories you can do slides and almost tell a story with the slides. So you'll have, let's say, three photos. And guys, keep it simple. It could just be a picture of you and your coffee mug, or a picture of your coffee mug and your laptop if you're doing faceless, and you use that same video in all three slides. And maybe your first slide is your hook, your second slide is your supporting sentences at consideration stage, and then your third slide is your CTA, your call to action, what you want them to do next. Those do really well, and they have to slide through, and so the watch time is longer, and they do really, really good. I think that's all I got for Instagram. I am in the works of locking down a few people to come in and give us specific, like, more tips on Instagram. It's not my main platform, so I can always use more tips with Instagram for sure. And all right, let me stop there and go to the next with Charlene asking about grow rooms and stuff like that. My thoughts on grow rooms is mixed. Now, I say stay away from them. Only if you are on TikTok and you have to have those. By the way, you don't have to have 1,000 followers. I was able to go live on my brand new account with, like, I don't even know if I had 300. So it's not always the case. But if you're trying to be able to go live specifically, and there's that rule where most, a lot of accounts, you have to have those 1,000 followers, then you can do that if you want. So you can kind of get going, but then I would totally stop. And also, if you're in grow rooms, you don't want just any old body following you, because that's going to train your algorithm. Like if you go to their pages and it's all about cats and dogs, and your profile is about how to make money online, or you're teaching people Spanish, whatever your niche is, you want those type of followers, and you want to be following those type of people. That's so the algorithm is trained to who you are looking for, who you want to see your content. I actually recommend blocking. And I don't care if it's your family or friends. I mean, you can have them on your personal account, but your business account, if they, especially if they never engage. Now, if you've got a family or friend member and they actually engage in your content, keep them around. We want the engagement. But if they never engage and their profile it's not your target audience, I don't know. I would, and not that you have to block them, but I would unfollow, or, remove the follower. That's just a tip. Because TikTok is really, now all the platforms run on an algorithm, but TikTok is really, really, I don't know what word I'm looking for. I mean, they are the most AI algorithm strong there. So it's really easy to tip it in your favor and then out of your favor. So like if you're on TikTok and your niche is making money online, and I go start looking up cat videos, it's going to hurt my algorithm all of a sudden. And not that cat people don't want to make money online, but you see what I mean? You want to be intentional, you want to be strategic. What I do think is okay, if you have, like, in our communities, and I'll eventually get all the social medias on there, or you guys can do the post yourself. So we have one for each platform. We can do follow for follows. We're all in the same niche here within this community. I think that's absolutely okay. Go support each other. We can engage on each other's content if we have a second or a free moment or whatever. And in other communities as well, or stuff like that, I think is totally okay. But you want organic growth, and you want it to be in your target audience. So that's my thoughts there. Struggling with posting two times a day, one times a day, three times a day, consistent, doing it daily. Here's my honest thoughts on that. Okay, and you guys might think this is a bunch of, like, woo-woo, but I promise you it's actually, like, science-based. And I am looking to get someone to come in and speak on this, because it is everything. And this is something I have to continue to work on. Because I struggle with anxiety, I struggle with depression, I have ADD, like, the list goes on. You have to keep your mindset in check. But if your nervous system, if you're stressed out about, like, oh my God, it's 6 o'clock and I haven't done post 2, and how in the heck am I going to get post 3 done, because I got to get the kids baths and story time and cook my husband dinner and whatever, right? The laundry's got to get done. If you're just like that kind of headspace, it's not going to be good. You're not going to get the results you want. It's relatable, so you can make content about that. But consistency and quality will always trump quantity. So if 3 times a day is stressing you out, stop posting 3 times a day because our bodies are trying to keep us safe. And if you're working in stress and overwhelm and angst and frustration, just all of those feelings none of us want to feel, it's going to come across in your content and you're not going to get the results you want. So less can be more now. That's just my opinion there. Days and times, as far as going live, this is just me personally. I go live when I feel like it. Now, do have a goal to go live 1 to 2 times a week. That's why I love Facebook and YouTube, because they actually save the replays. Instagram might as well. I can't remember. So that's nice because people are going to watch the replays. I wish TikTok did it. So I feel like TikTok requires a little bit more energy there, but it doesn't mean you have to be going live on TikTok for an hour. That's like a lot. I think that's for people maybe doing TikTok shop or selling physical products. Then you could do something like that. You want to just get on, even if it's 10 minutes, whether what platform it is. Even if you got 10 minutes once a week, at least I would do minimum if you're going live. Now, if you're doing faceless, this doesn't apply to you, right? But focus on adding value, teaching them a tip, sharing something that can help them. They're going to watch you because they want to learn something from you. They want to know what they're going to get, what you've got going on, and how it helps them, and less about us and our story. You can work that in there, here and there, but they're more concerned with, most people that are online are stressing. If they're scrolling, they're stressing, they're decompressing, they're trying not to think about all the stuff that they're stressing about. And so you want to come through as that, like my mentor says, as the hope dealer, and show them that there's a better way, and that, it doesn't have to be you always talking about your product or exactly what you're trying to sell. It could just be talking about what it could do for them. And that goes for physical product, digital product, whatever. So that's my thoughts there on live. Consistency and quality, again, over quantity. You don't want to wear yourself out. This is why I started in the digital space. I didn't even know this land existed, or I didn't know it existed without having to have a marketing degree or, have to have some knowledge. I was so burnt out. I was always in the DMs. I was feeling like I was chasing people or trying to convince people to either buy my product or do a business. And we do not have to do that. We do not have to do that. We have to show up. We have to be ourselves, which is cool because that's easy, right? Just be you. You do not have to be some fancy influencer. You don't have to get on there and speak like me or like these other people that you look up to online and think, gosh, they're really good at content. You don't have to do that type of content if that's not you, right? Just be yourself. Be relatable, especially when you're a brand new beginner. And even if you're not and you're just struggling, you're stuck, just sharing those vulnerable moments. Like me sharing that I didn't have success in my digital marketing business in the first several months. And it was really discouraging because I thought, oh no, I made a mistake. I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I just should just throw in the towel, all that stuff. So just focus on adding value in your content. And if it's once a day, it's once a day. Okay. If you do want to post 3 times a day, post 3 times a day. If it starts stressing you out and getting you into overwhelm and burning at both ends, you need to take a step back and, reset, refocus, calm down, simplify your business. So can you do a short video and talk to all 3 stages of the customer journey? Absolutely. It can be a little tricky, especially with a short video. Now you can even do a text on screen where, again, the hook is your awareness, what's going to draw them in, the pain points, whatever. It doesn't matter if it's a physical product or a digital product or whatever your service is. If you're a coach or whatever you do, your next supporting sentence or 2, because you don't want to jumble up, especially if you get a nice visual, you want them to be able to see that. That's what's going to catch their eye and stop that scroll. A couple 1 to 2 sentences, that consideration stage. If you don't know what I'm talking about with the 3 stages of the customer journey, make sure you go into the Online Success Hub, and I did a video on this, and also I did a deeper dive in my 3-day workshop that's also in the classroom. It's a one-time $27, guys, and the value that is in there and just the bonuses that I added, the chat GPT prompts to make it simple. You just take your niche, plug in to the prompt, and have chat like help you with all of that is complete gold. Day one was getting clear on who you're talking to, what their pain points are, what keeps them up at 3 a.m. Day That was day one. Day two was the 3 stages of the customer journey, why that matters. Because I don't care what your business is, it is king, maybe not king, but it is key. That was a game changer for me. That's why I wanted to make sure that was in my workshop. And then day three, I went over the 4 buyer personality types. That's also key to know because everybody's different, right? And you want to make sure you're creating content for each stage of the customer journey because they're all in different spaces and they're all in different buyer personalities, right? So you just want to cover your basis there as people are seeing all of your content roll in. And then I also went into AI tools, free ones and paid ones that can help you do the heavy lifting, and work smarter and harder because that's what I'm about. We're not burning out here in this community. I promise you, it is just a recipe for disaster. You won't enjoy waking up and doing what you're doing, and this should be fun. This should be something that lights you up. You can monetize online around something that you're passionate about, something that and it's okay if it's brand new that you can learn about or something that you're already knowledgeable about, or all of it, right? So hopefully that helps. I did add, I think, a prompt on how you could in the online success hub as well on how you could do a post, whether it's a video or a text faceless, to hit all 3 stages of the customer journey. So hopefully that helps. What's new? We got the last call to 5 weeks of flow, wrapping up this week. It's going to be starting Wednesday. That is going to be private coaching with me, a very small group. I'm not taking any more than 10 people. And this is going to help you create momentum in your business, get clarity, whatever you need from me, basically. And then I'm going to have tools and bonuses in there for you as well, based off who's in there and the needs of the group. I'm just like totally customizing it for you guys. And the early bird special is still on like $97, and you get not only 4 calls with me, tools and all that stuff, many trainings, but Jen Stillion, who is a renowned speaker, she spoke to tens of thousands of people, and she's also an energy healer, which is super cool if you're into that, and a business mentor. She's coming to be a guest speaker, so I'm super excited about that. And she's going to help us prime your mind for success because, again, I don't care if you're into it or not. If you're not, you need to get into it. Your mindset is king. That's what's king. Mindset is king and nervous system is king. You have to be aligned or you're not going to get where you want to go and get the results that you want. And then I would say probably clarity is the next thing. That was the game changers for me. What else is coming up? I'll do a new post with where you can drop your comments, and I'm also going to do a special training sometime this week because there's a lot of new people. I'm in here to help you guys with what you guys need. So whether you drop it on a post or you reach out to me privately, let me know what could help you, what you're looking for, what you need help with in whatever niche it is. And this is what I'm here for. It's not just me coming and talking about what I think is important. I want to help you guys in your journey so we can all grow and learn and be successful together. There's a lot of beginners in here who maybe don't even know what they want to do yet. So I'm going to do a special training just for brand new beginners, or if you're just kind of like, I want to add maybe multiple streams of income to whatever I'm already doing, but I don't know what's going to align, what should I do, what should I not do. I'm going to go over all of that. So be looking for that. And I will see you guys. I hope you have a great, what's today, Thursday. I hope you have a great weekend coming up. Do something for you, fill your cups up, and I will see you next time.